Consistently, the most successful people in business, in entrepreneurship, always say that there is one reason that they have become successful. One reason. Do you want to know what it is? It's the fact that they didn't give up, honey. It's the fact that they fell down on their face so many freaking times. They have failed so many times and they did not give up and they do not let it stop them. There's a word for this in personal development: resilience. Resilience is key. The ability to get through the ups and downs and not to cave, not to blame yourself, not to say, oh my God, my fear was too great. The failure was too painful and I'm done. My dreams are dust. I'm not going there. It's so tempting to give up sometimes. I get it. There have been so many things that I have failed at, so many areas in which I know that I could have done better or I should have done better, and all those like negative thoughts come in, right? Where you're just blaming yourself and you're worried and you're like, how am I going to keep going? Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not smart enough, not pretty enough, not whatever enough, not Nepo baby enough to do this, but no. I want to tell you about how there's one aspect of your human design that can really help you today to start building more resilience. And it's actually a very simple thing, but it is profound. And not enough people are talking about it in the human design world. So, what I want to talk about today that can help you build resilience is your aura. So, in human design, there is something called the aura type. And, when you first get your human design chart, you find out, okay, am I a projector? Am I a manifestor, a generator, manifesting generator, or a reflector? There are 5 types. And there are 4 different aura types and mechanics for how they work and how we interact with the world and how we interact with other people and how we become more magnetic to attract what we want to us. But today I want to talk more about the resilience side of it, which is how do we make sure that we're not going to give up when the going gets tough. So the number one thing that I want you to start doing today is to pay attention to your signature, which is directly connected to your human design aura type. So if you are a projector, your signature is success. That means that the emotion that you need to be focusing on, the emotion that you want to call in more of to your life in order to be more resilient, so that in those ups and downs, those peaks and valleys, you're like, but I'm okay, but I'm going to survive, but this is not that bad. I have been through worse, honey. It is the emotion of success. So find out, how can you feel success more often? And that might sound weird to you, but just go with it. How can you feel success more often? What would you, say your name is Susie, what would Susie feel every morning while she's eating breakfast? Like, what does a success breakfast feel like? What does a success break feel like? What does a success morning routine feel like? What does a success schedule feel like for you? What is that? And when you start actually kind of like almost using this like a lens through which you see the whole world, and you actually tap into what your signature feels like in your heart, in your body, what it looks like, what it feels like, smells like, tastes like, all the things, it's going to be a game changer for you. Trust me. Tap into your signature. Okay, so we did projectors. Projectors are success. Now we're going to do manifestors. Manifestor signature is peace. How can you feel more peace? How can you like really get into the energy of peace in your life? What is that like for you? For some people, peace is meditating, on a rock in the middle of the Pacific. For some people, it's actually like bungee jumping and feeling the wind in your hair. For some people, it's, giving your loved one a hug. Like, what is peace for you? What is the individual sense? How can you cultivate that every single day? What we're doing is we're filling up our emotional cup so that when shit happens, which it's always going to happen in business, in career, in life, in love, in relationships, when shit happens, our cup is already full. We're not coming into a crisis from empty. We're coming into it from, you know what? It's going to be okay. Because in my heart, I have peace. In my heart, I have success. If you're a generator, your signature is satisfaction. So satisfaction, what is that like? What is that like? If you are way out of alignment, you're probably not feeling a lot of satisfaction. So this is going to encourage you to come back into alignment and to figure out, all right, how can I feel more satisfied on the daily? What is missing for me to feel more satisfied? Little tip, it's nothing that's happening outside of you. It's all up here and in here. It's all how you're thinking about it, how you're feeling about it, and how you're talking to yourself. Okay, manifesting generators, your signature is a mix. because your aura type is a blend of the generator and the manifestor. So your signature is also a blend. You want to look at how you can feel more satisfaction and more peace on the daily. That is your resilience strategy and your signature in human design. Last but not least, we have reflectors. Reflectors, your signature is surprise. And I want to add a little something to this that's not in the human design canon. I want to say it's surprise and delight. How can you feel more surprise and delight in life? How can you just like look around you, no matter what your circumstances, your bank account, your situation with your ex, whatever the heck drama is going on? How can you feel surprise and delight? How can you tap into that feeling of like life? There's stuff that's coming around the corner. That's stuff that surprises you every day. That penny that you found on the ground, that flower that was blooming just for you, that bird cry that reminds you of when you were a child, whatever it is, how can you allow that surprise and delight in? In order to be successful in life, you've got to be resilient. You've got to be able to really tap into that part of you that is unshakable, that doesn't change. Because yes, sometimes we get our hearts broken, and yes, sometimes things don't work out for us, and yes, sometimes we feel like a failure, but we are never a failure unless we give up, and probably not even then, because there's always another opportunity for you to be you. I love you. Have a beautiful day.